12 powerful lessons from Arnold Schwarzenegger that will transform your life. What's up, champions? Welcome back to the 12 Ways. I'm thrilled you're joining me today because we're about to learn something extraordinary. The life-changing autobiography of a man who went from a small Austrian village to becoming one of the most recognized faces on the planet. That's right, we're exploring Arnold Schwarzenegger's incredible journey through his memoir. Now, I've read this book 3 times, and let me tell you, each time I discover something new that lights a fire inside me. This isn't just another celebrity story, it's a masterclass in ambition, resilience, and reinvention. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Arnold's blueprint for success works across any field, whether you're building muscles, a career, or a vision for your future. Let's see what are the 12 game-changing lessons that transformed Arnold from an ordinary kid with extraordinary dreams into a global icon. These aren't just Arnold's principles, these are proven strategies that can revolutionize your approach to life's challenges. From the moment Arnold plastered bodybuilding posters on his bedroom wall in Austria, he set crystal-clear, borderline outrageous goals. At 15, Arnold wrote in his journal, "I will be the best bodybuilder in the world, then a movie star in America, and someday, I will influence millions." He wrote them down with deadlines, visualized them daily, and shared them publicly. What would happen if you applied this level of clarity and audacity to your biggest dream? Arnold's autobiography reveals something shocking. When other elite bodybuilders trained 5 days a week, Arnold pushed through 6 days. When they did 5 sets, he did 8. While they trained 2 hours, he trained 4 to 5 hours daily. Instead of taking a day off, he broke into the gym by climbing through a window and trained alone on Christmas Day. That's the definition of relentless. Are you putting in the minimum, the average, or are you working with Arnold-level intensity toward your biggest goals? The difference is everything. When Arnold arrived in America, his accent was so thick that directors literally laughed him out of auditions. His name was considered too long and unpronounceable for marquees. Most immigrants would have taken intensive accent reduction classes, changed their name to something American, or pursued less visible roles. Arnold? He doubled down on his accent, refused to change his name, and targeted leading roles that showcased his uniqueness. He transformed what others saw as career-ending liabilities into his trademark strengths. There's this powerful moment in where his agent begged him to take voice lessons, and Arnold replied, "My accent is going to make me a star. Nobody sounds like me. Everyone will remember me. Look at your own perceived weaknesses, your background, your quirks, your struggles. Could they actually be your greatest differentiation in a world of sameness?" This mental shift separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Here's something fascinating from the book that most people overlook. Arnold developed a systematic visualization practice that bordered on obsession. Every night before bed, Arnold would spend 15 minutes in a meditative state, visualizing his body on stage, holding trophies and cameras flashing. He explains in Chapter 7, "I visualized myself being and having what I wanted. The science is clear. Vivid imagination forms neural pathways for success. Your subconscious can't distinguish between imagination and reality. Spend 10 minutes before sleep visualizing your biggest goal in vivid detail. Make it a daily practice like Arnold did. It rewires your brain for success." Let's talk about Arnold's failures because there were many. Bombed spectacularly, critics eviscerated his early acting. His first business venture, a mail-order bodybuilding equipment company, collapsed. But here's what separates champions from quitters. Arnold never internalized failure. In the book, he describes a mental framework where setbacks are merely data points, not definitions of his worth. After failed, instead of retreating, Arnold did something remarkable. He gathered his team, analyzed every negative review, identified the patterns, and created a comeback strategy that led to one of his biggest hits. He writes, "Failure is not a terminal condition. It's a temporary state that carries the seeds of your next success, if you're paying attention. When you face rejection or failure, are you devastated, or are you taking notes? This single mindset shift might be the most valuable takeaway from Arnold's entire journey. Most people build one identity and cling to it for life. Arnold has reinvented himself completely at least 4 times. The key insight from is how deliberately Arnold prepared for these transitions. Years before leaving bodybuilding, he was already taking acting classes. While making movies, he was studying business and real estate. While building his business empire, he was deepening his political knowledge. There's a powerful moment where Arnold writes, "The worst thing you can do is to settle into a comfortable routine. Comfort is the enemy of growth." In today's rapidly changing world, your ability to pivot and adapt isn't just helpful, it's essential for survival. Are you developing adjacent skills? Are you studying fields outside your current expertise? Arnold's adaptability blueprint shows us the path. Arnold's network building wasn't accidental, it was masterfully strategic. From befriending Joe Weider in bodybuilding to Ivan Reitman in Hollywood to the Kennedy family in politics, Arnold understood something profound about success. No one does it alone. The book reveals Arnold's deliberate relationship-building system, identifying mentors 2 or 3 steps ahead of where he wanted to be, creating genuine value for powerful allies before asking for anything, maintaining relationships across decades with personal touchpoints, connecting people within his network to compound his influence. There's this incredible story where Arnold, still an unknown immigrant, somehow managed to befriend Lucille Ball, one of the biggest TV stars. When asked how, he explained, "I made it my business to be interesting to interesting people. Who are the 5 people who could transform your journey? What unique value could you offer them?" Arnold's relationship philosophy shows that authentic connection combined with strategic thinking creates opportunities that talent alone never could. What strikes you immediately is Arnold's relentless optimism, not as a fluffy emotion but as a strategic advantage. When facing heart surgery, immigration challenges, or career obstacles, Arnold maintained what he calls positive expectancy. He writes, "I've never had a plan B. Plan B distracts from plan A." This wasn't blind positivity, it was pragmatic optimism backed by preparation. When doctors said recovery from heart surgery would take 3 months, Arnold set out to do it in 1, and succeeded through a combination of mindset and methodical work. Research shows optimists outperform pessimists in nearly every field. They persevere longer, attract more supporters, and see opportunities where others see only obstacles. The practical takeaway? Audit your self-talk for a full day. Record every negative thought. Then create positive counterstatements that acknowledge reality while focusing on solutions rather than problems. This mental training works like compound interest. Small daily shifts lead to transformative long-term results. Arnold's success came from taking enormous, calculated risks. He turned down a safer, higher-paying TV series for Conan. He risked everything for a comedy, taking no salary. The result? One of his most profitable films ever. What calculated risk have you been postponing? One of the most surprising revelations is how much Arnold invested in skills beyond his obvious strengths. Between movie roles, he attended business school at UCLA. While governor, he worked with speech coaches to improve his communication. Arnold calls this his incremental excellence philosophy, the commitment to improve by just 1% in key areas every day. There's this revealing moment where Arnold describes creating flashcards of American idioms and expressions, studying them between takes on movie sets. While other actors relaxed in trailers, he was relentlessly upgrading his English vocabulary. Ask yourself, what skill, if improved by just 10%, would most dramatically change your results? Public speaking, writing, technical knowledge, emotional intelligence? Identify it, then create an Arnold-style improvement plan with daily practice targets. Hollywood in the 1980s wanted conventional leading men. Arnold was anything but conventional. Instead of trying to fit the mold, he doubled down on his uniqueness and redefined what a leading man could be. We learn that Arnold meticulously analyzed his unique advantages. His accent, which directors initially hated, became his calling card. His physique created an entirely new category of action star. His European perspective gave him cultural versatility. There's this powerful moment where Arnold writes, "I never wanted to be the next Clint Eastwood, I wanted to be the first Arnold Schwarzenegger." This applies to everyone, regardless of your field. What makes you different? What's your accent, your unusual background, your unique combination of skills? True breakthrough doesn't come from being better at what everyone else does, it comes from capitalizing on what only you bring to the table. The most profound insight from the later chapters is how Arnold's focus shifted from achievement to contribution. As governor, he declined his $175,000 salary. Through his foundation, he's donated millions to after-school programs, veterans' causes, and environmental initiatives. There's this moving passage where Arnold writes, "The most fulfilling moments of my life haven't been standing on stage with trophies or seeing my name on marquees. They've been seeing the direct impact of helping others rise. The science is clear lasting fulfillment comes not from what we get, but from what we give." Research shows that philanthropic activity literally activates the same pleasure centers in our brain as food or sex. The practical application? Start now, regardless of your resources. Volunteer monthly at a cause aligned with your values. Mentor someone earlier in their journey. Apply your professional skills to help a nonprofit. As Arnold demonstrates, contribution isn't the result of success, it's a critical ingredient. Arnold wasn't born special. He didn't have connections. He created extraordinary results through principles available to all of us. The question is, are you willing to apply these principles with the same intensity? Take one lesson and commit to it for 30 days. If you enjoy deep dives into success principles, tap subscribe. Until next time, stay hungry, stay ambitious, and as Arnold would say, I'll be back. Free Success Principles PDF in description. Before we wrap up, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Your support means everything to us. Stay tuned for more powerful insights and strategies. Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle.